Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Welcome to another class here with SOW. Everybody good? Before we touch on this topic, any questions? Any quick questions? You just want to go right in, huh? Before we touch on the topic, any questions? No? Okay. What are we going to talk about today? Today we're going to talk about the book of Jasher. The book of Jasher and whether or not we should use it as doctrine or what we should use it for. You got a lot of, there's a lot of different Israelite brothers and sisters that subscribe to the book of Jasher. They'll use it, they'll precept it with the Bible, and they'll use it to substantiate certain points and certain doctrines. So, what I did, I put together a little class just highlighting some contradictions that Jasher puts out there and what the Bible has to say to those contradictions. And I'll be honest, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, in my opinion, I don't believe the book of Jasher even ever existed. I don't think there ever was a book of Jasher. Right? And I know some people go, well, it's mentioned in the Bible. It's mentioned in Joshua. It's mentioned in Samuel. But I don't believe that it was an actual book that was ever in circulation. All right, so who's gonna be my reader in the Jasher? You know what I'm saying? Get right. You get filthy in this book. So, I mean, this class ain't really set up in like points. It's really just, I'm just gonna go through and just show the things that Jasher says and what the Bible, because Jasher is supposed to be the counterpart to the Bible. So they're supposed to parallel each other. So that's what we're gonna do. The book of Jasher has a creation story. It talks about Abraham. It talks about Isaac. It talks about Jacob. It does all that stuff, right? It talks about Moses and Noah. And it gives us these elaborate stories of Esau and Nimrod. And so we're going to go through and see, does the book of Jasher align with what we hold to as the text that we should be looking at today? You know, the 80 canonical books that we hold, right? Does it align with the 80 books? Are we missing a book with Jasher? And then you'll kind of get a clarity of why it's not inside your canon. Most people hold that Jasher is a pseudepigrapha work. It just means that it's not authoritative, right? Just because something is pseudepigrapha doesn't mean that it's just like craziness. But the book of Jasher is crazy. There's a lot of craziness in there. So I'm gonna kind of go in order with the class. Kind of goes in order with the chronology of the Bible, and then some things are kind of out of order. First place we're gonna go to Jasher 9. We're gonna go to Jasher chapter 9 and verse 6. And you're gonna hear some things in here that we're not gonna be able to substantiate with the Bible, or maybe we can, right? So we're going to go to Jasher 9 and verse 6, and I want you to read that.
Jasher chapter 9 verse 6.
Right.
And Abram was in Noah's house 39 years, and Abram knew the Lord.
So this is talking about Abram. Abram, Sarah, the father of Isaac and Ishmael. The book of Jasher straight up is telling us that Abraham lived inside Noah's house. Go ahead, read on.
And Abram was in Noah's house 39 years.
And not only did he live in Noah's house, he lived in his house for 39 years. Now, the problem with that is the Bible does not give us that information, right? The Bible doesn't give us that information as far as them even ever meeting. There is some scholarship to suggest what? That they did exist around the same time, that they could have overlapped a few years. But as far as them meeting, the Bible does not substantiate that at all. So for another book to come and say that Abraham literally lived with Noah, the man Noah, and Shem, we got to fact check that. Go ahead.
And Abram knew the Lord from 3 years old.
Now, I'm going here not to really battle on the part of Noah and Abraham living together, but I want y'all to pay attention. It says that Abraham knew the Lord from the age of 3. Go ahead.
And he went in the ways of the Lord until the day of his death.
And he went in the ways of the Lord until the day of his death. Go ahead.
As Noah and his son Shem had taught him.
So Jasher is saying that Abraham was taught by Noah and Shem. Go ahead.
And all the sons of the earth in those days greatly transgressed against the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And they rebelled against him. And they served other gods.
Go ahead.
And they forgot the Lord who had created them in the earth.
So all the sons of God left away from the Most High except for Noah, Shem, Abraham. This is what the book of Jasher is teaching us. Go ahead.
And the inhabitants of the earth made unto themselves at that time every man his god.
Right.
Gods of wood and stone, which could neither speak, hear, nor deliver. And the sons of...
What verse are you at?
Verse 6. Last precept.
Go ahead.
And the sons of men served them, and they became their gods.
You're going to jump down to verse 12. Now remember, it said Abraham knew the Most High and his way since the age of 3 until his death. This is very important. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And the Lord gave Abram an understanding heart.
Go ahead.
And he knew all the works of that generation were vain.
Uh-huh.
And that all their gods were vain.
Right.
And were of no avail.
Avail. Go ahead. 13.
And Abram saw the sun shining upon the earth.
So Abraham sees the sun, right? The sun shining in the firmament. Go ahead.
And Abram said unto himself, surely now this sun that shines upon the earth is God.
Wait, I thought,
Yeah.
hold up. I thought he knew the Most High since the age of 3.
Right.
But now he equates the sun with being the Most High God? Well, maybe it's tripping. Read on.
And him will I serve.
Him will I what?
Serve.
He said, wait, Joshua said Abraham was going to do what?
And him will I
He was
serve.
going to serve the sun. The S-U-N. But wait, I thought that Abraham knew the Most High since the age of 3. Well, let's read on. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's a trick. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And Abram served the sun.
Wait, what?
And Abram served the sun
Go ahead.
in that day,
Go
and
on.
he prayed to him.
It's already bad. The book literally contradicted itself in 2 verses. It literally just contradicted itself in 2 verses. It's over. And then we talking about Abraham, right? We talking about one of the patriarchs of the nation. It's literally saying that Abraham was an idol worshiper by way of worshiping the sun. Go ahead.
And when evening came,
Uh-huh.
the sun set as usual.
Right?
And Abram said within himself, surely this cannot be God.
Hey, wait. Oh, hey, the sun set it. It went away. This can't be the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 15.
Uh-huh.
And Abram still continued to speak within himself.
Right?
Who is he who made the heaven and the earth?
Right?
Who created upon earth? Where is he?
But I thought you knew the Most High. Why you asking where is he and who is he? I thought you knew him. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And night darkened over him, and he lifted up his eyes towards the west, north, south, and east, and he saw that the sun had vanished from the earth, and the day became dark. And Abram saw the stars and moon before him, and he said, surely this is the God who created the whole earth as well as man.
Wait, what is he equating the God of the earth to? The moon. Now he's looking at the moon as God. Now this is according to the book of Jasher. This is Abraham, our forefather, the progenitor of the nation of Israel, right? A man that the Bible says has no sin. But the book of Jasher is literally putting idol worship on Abraham by way of the sun worship and moon worship. That sounds like Islam to me. Go ahead.
And behold, these his servants are gods around him.
Go ahead.
Abram served the moon.
He did what?
Served the moon.
He did what to the moon?
Served the
Now
moon.
he starts to serve the moon. So Abraham is double-minded. He don't know what's going on. Go ahead.
And prayed to it all that night.
That's insane. Go to Deuteronomy 4:19. Let's see what Deuteronomy 4:19 says. And then somebody else is going to give the prayer of Manasseh. So let's get Deuteronomy 4:19. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 19.
Go ahead.
Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun, and the moon, and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven,
Right.
shouldest be driven to worship them,
Right.
and serve them,
And what?
and serve them.
Right. So the Most High said we weren't supposed to serve the sun, the moon, the stars. We weren't supposed to lift up our eyes to the heavens and serve these things. Right. And we should have just read up a little bit for more context, but you can always do that. You could always read Deuteronomy 4, and I believe it starts at 15. And you read down and let you know we weren't supposed to. He didn't want us to create images of these things. He didn't want us to look up and bow down and worship these things, the things that are in heaven or the things that are in earth, and especially not the sun, the moon, and the stars. Go ahead.
Which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven.
Right, because that would have been a breaking of the commandments. Go to prayer of Manasseh 1:1. You know where you need to start? Thou therefore, O Lord, like.
Come.
Go ahead.
Prayer of Manasseh.
Uh-huh.
Thou therefore, Lord, that art the God of the just,
Right.
has not appointed repentance to the just,
He has not appointed repentance to the just. Go ahead.
as to Abraham,
Right.
and Isaac,
Right.
and Jacob,
Go ahead.
which have not
They
sinned.
have not what?
Sinned.
Right. So Jasher is charging Abraham with sin. Go ahead. But the Bible is saying that Abraham never sinned. Neither did Jacob. It's important because we're going to go into another instance dealing with Jacob and sin. So a few verses in, we only 5 minutes in, and it's kind of just like, okay, if we got Abraham as a sinner, but the Bible's saying he's not, what do we do here? If he's a moon and sun worshiper, and the Bible says not to do that, but he did that, what are we doing here? Go ahead.
Against thee.
Right.
But thou hast appointed repentance unto me that am a sinner.
That I'm a sinner. Go ahead.
For I have sinned above the number of the sands of the sea.
Right. That's it on that. So that's just like a point. So if you want to put for that point, Abraham prays and serves. I put Abraham prays and serves the sun and the moon. Right? So you can put that as like a title for those block of scriptures. Now we're going to go into the next. I'm going to tell you straight up, it's all contradictions. Everything we're going to deal with is contradictions. Right? And there's so many, I wasn't even able to put them all. I don't think we was going to be able to cover them all in the class because I got to like chapter 12. Jasher got 90 chapters, I believe. What is it? 80,
91.
91 chapters. I got to 12. I think I got 2 hours worth of material. Yeah. So I could always always part two this, I'm sure, and like go into the other contradictions. But I think you guys are gonna get the gist once we get through this class. And then we're gonna come back, we're gonna do the book of Jubilees. We're gonna come back, we're gonna do the book of Enoch. I've been holding on to this stuff. I've been holding on to this stuff for a while. I've just been putting this together. I'll read a little bit, catch a contradiction, throw it in. Yeah. Right? So next thing. The earth opens her mouth, a new thing or not. The earth opens her mouth, a new thing or not. And so you're gonna continue in the book of Jasher, the 9th chapter. So if we're correlating things, Jasher 9 is supposed to correlate. Let me go here real quick. Jasher 9, the 9th chapter correlates with Genesis. What is that? We've been in it, dealing with Terah and Noah's chapter 10. No? 11, right. So Jasher 9 is supposed to correlate with Genesis chapter 11, going into Terah, Abraham, Nahor, and their whole genealogy, that whole generation, right? So chapter 9 in Jasher goes to about 40 verses, 39 verses. And it goes into like the tower. So it goes from Haran, Terah, and Abraham all the way down to the Tower of Babel, right? Tower of Babel is in what? Tower of Babel is in chapter. Is in what chapter? It better not be in chapter 10.
I think it's in 11.
Yeah, it better not have been in chapter 10 because that would have been a problem. It's going backwards. It's another contradiction, right? It's going backwards. So I want you to go to Jasher 9 and verse 38. So this is dealing with the Tower of Babel. The Most High is mad that the inhabitants is building this tower to get up to him, to destroy him. So what happens? Read.
Jasher chapter 9 verse 38.
Right.
And as to the tower which the sons of men built, the earth opened its mouth and swallowed up 1/3 part thereof.
Wait, it said the earth did what?
Opened its mouth and swallowed up 1/3 part thereof.
So what it said is this tower was so big, the circumference, that the earth opened up its mouth and swallowed up 1/3 of the tower. Go ahead.
And a fire also descended from heaven.
Don't this sound familiar to y'all?
Oh.
Watch, read.
And a fire also descended from heaven and burned another 1/3.
Go ahead.
And the other 1/3 is left to this day.
The other 1/3 is what?
Left to this day.
Go ahead.
And it is of that part which was aloft, and is circumference is 3 days walk.
Right. It's saying this is how big the Tower of Babel was. It took 3 days to walk around it. That's insanity. That's not even the insane part. Read verse 38 one more time and somebody get me Numbers 16 and 30. Read verse 38 in Jasher one more time.
Jasher chapter 9, verse 38.
Go ahead.
And as to the tower which the sons of men built,
Go ahead.
the earth opened its mouth and swallowed up 1/3 part thereof.
Right. Now stop. Now, when we go into Numbers, number 16 is dealing with Korah, Dathan, and the people that rebelled against Noah. Moses, excuse me. And we know that there was something significant that happened to Korah, Dathan, and those men. What was it?
The ground
opened up.
It said the earth opened up, right? Now, the crazy part about that is this. Read.
Numbers chapter 16 and verse 30.
Go ahead.
But if the Lord make a new thing.
Hey, what?
A new thing.
Hey, what thing?
new thing.
Go ahead.
And the earth opened her
Wait,
mouth.
hold up. We all the way in Numbers. This is way past Genesis. So how is it happening that in Jasher, which is supposed to correlate with Genesis, the earth opens up, but then Moses comes back and says, oh, that's a new thing for the earth to open up and swallow up wicked men and their works. So who's lying? Who's telling the truth? Did Moses lie? Did Noah lie? Oh, excuse me, Moses lied and said that this was a new thing? Surely Moses, the man that the Most High showed the beginning, the middle, and the end of all things, surely the Most High showed him that this wasn't a new thing. Nah, I'm gonna say that Moses wasn't confused, and the book of Jasher is just trash, right? And what it did was, this is how I feel about the book of Jasher. I feel like somebody read the Bible, they read Samuel, they read Joshua, and it referenced a book of Jasher, and they said, let us go create one. And let's plagiarize stories from the Bible and then fill in gaps that the Bible doesn't fill in. That's what I believe happened. Right? I don't believe there was a book of Jasher in circulation before a certain time. Right? Because even when you listen to some of these concepts and the way it talks and even the narrative, that I feel like some damn Arabs wrote this. That's what I feel like. I feel like some Arabs wrote it, man. Because there's some stuff in here, right, dealing with ages and marrying women. That's more on a Muslim tip, on an Islamic tip, than it is on a Hebrew tip, right? So, we already seen it in the first two. So it's not a new thing, right? Or is it a new thing? Well, I'm gonna go with Moses. I'm gonna side with Moses. Go ahead.
And swallow them up,
Right.
with all that pertain unto them.
Come on.
And they go down quick into the pit.
Right. So it was a new thing in Moses' day. Moses was many years from Genesis. Jasher is supposed to correlate with Genesis, but I don't believe that Jasher is correct. Right? So that's another point. Another point. Abraham's age leaving the city of Haran. You could drop that. You're going to go now to Jasher, the 13th chapter. It's another, you could drop that.
13th chapter?
Yeah, Abraham's age leaving the city of Haran. Now, we've been in Genesis, right, reading, going through our Sabbath reading, and so we kind of been dealing in depth with Abraham, his movements from Ur of Chaldees. He went from there, he went up to Haran. What age did it say that he was when he left Haran? Y'all remember? Well, let's see what Jasher says. And then I'm sure Elijah will find the scripture. Go to Jasher 13:5. Read that.
Jasher chapter 13, verse 5.
Right?
Arise now, take thy wife and all belonging to thee, and go to the land of Canaan, and remain there. And I will there be unto thee for a God.
Come on.
And I will bless thee. And Abram rose and took his wife and all belonging to him. And he went to the land of Canaan as the Lord had told him.
Right.
And Abram was 50 years old when he went from Haran.
Right. So Jasher says Abram was 50 years old. Let's see what the Bible says. Genesis 12:4. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 12, verse 4. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him.
Right.
And Lot went with him. And Abram was 70 and 5 years old when he departed out of Haran.
You got a 25-year age gap. Right? And then now you see if they have a 25-year age gap right here, all that Abraham kicking it with Noah and Shem and all that ain't gonna line up properly. That's the point. They got their ages wrong. Right? If you got a 25-year age gap and it's incorrect according to whatever you putting out there, then you're gonna have other things wrong when it comes to now who was living in another person's era or time, or in another generation or generations overlapping. And that makes for a big deal, because they're literally sitting here telling us in this book that Abraham sat down with Noah and with Shem and they taught him things, but we really can't read that in the scriptures, right? We can't read that in the Bible. And that would be, I mean, wouldn't that be very significant? Because it does beg for you to wonder, man, where did Abraham get the knowledge from? Where did he get the wisdom? But then we know what? If we scale back and we go back to Eber, the keeper of the past, right? And then it trickled down from Eber through his sons, right? It split off with his, what was it, Peleg, Joktan, right? Am I correct? Genesis 12, right? It was Peleg. You got Genesis 12. Let's see. Genesis 11, Slaki. Yeah. There's Peleg, and then it goes through Peleg. In Genesis 10, remember, you got Genesis 10 that gives you a lineage through Shem, and then also you have Genesis 11 that gives you a lineage through Shem. Peleg and Joktan, right. Peleg being the righteous line, Joktan being the line that just kind of goes nowhere. Right? So, next point. And we're just going to slide through these. Right? We're just going to slide through these. And if y'all got questions. Next point. Jasher gives us a location of where Jacob fled from Esau. Right? So go to Jasher 29. So Jasher 29 is supposed to line up with what? Somewhere around Genesis, the 28th chapter. Right? So it's important to know, that way you can see, okay, where the book is going. So read Jasher 29 and verse 11. Hold on.
The point you said, Jacob fled.
Where Jacob fled. You can just put where Jacob fled.
Okay.
Right? Jasher 29 and verse 11. Read that.
Jasher chapter 29, verse 11.
Right?
And Jacob was very much afraid of his brother Esau.
They got that right. Go ahead.
And he rose up and fled to the house of Eber.
Wait, what?
And he rose up and fled to the house of Eber.
What? He went to who?
The house of Eber.
I mean, Eber's back there. Eber is like way back. It said he fled to the house of Eber. Now, let's understand something. It doesn't matter how far back it was. Remember, men did live long lives. And a lot of these men did overlap. Right? They did overlap in time. But it does not necessarily mean that they met one another because they were in different places. It says he fled to Eber. Go ahead.
The son of Shem.
Uh-huh.
And he concealed himself there an account of his brother. And Jacob was 63 years old when he went from the land of Canaan, from Hebron. And Jacob was concealed in Eber's house 14 years on account of his brother Esau. And he there continued to learn the ways.
Even Jacob's age is insane. Even Jacob's age is crazy. You know why? Are not Jacob and Esau twins? So they would have been the same age when Jacob fled, right? Now watch this. And I didn't put this in here, but it just hit me when I seen the age part. And we actually just read this over the week. I want to go to the 20s, right? So let's go here. Go to, you know where I'm at?
Where Esau's age?
Yeah, where'd you want to, 27?
26, 34.
Oh, 26. Okay, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 26, verse 34.
Oh, yeah, that's it, yep.
And Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beri the Hittite.
So Esau is 40 years old when he gets married. We read chapter 27. Isaac is old. All these things are happening. The birthright is sold. 27 is where Esau, the blessing is given to Jacob, right? By 28, Isaac called Jacob and blessed him in chapter 28. By chapter 29, Jacob is gone. So you mean to tell me that it was 20 years that Jacob sat around 20 years? 23 years? It don't line up. It don't line up because if you start to go through Jacob's age, it wouldn't make sense. They're making him a lot older than he was. They have him at 63. He was more like 40. Y'all see that? And then the location where he ran is incorrect also. Go to Genesis 28 and 5.
Genesis 28, verse 5. And Isaac sent away Jacob, and he went to Padan
He
Aram.
went to where?
Padan Aram.
No, he went to Eber.
Padan Aram.
Right, he went to Padan Aram to where?
Unto Laban.
Unto who?
Laban.
Laban is a totally different man than Eber. Totally different man. Go ahead.
Son of Bethuel, the Syrian.
The son of Bethuel the Syrian. All right, so let's go to the next point. This one's pretty funny. We're going to jump back to Jasher 9. And you can title this one, Slain All Those That Are in Heaven. Slain all those that are in heaven. Go to Jasher 9 and verse 23. And this is going back dealing with the Tower of Babel situation, right? And, you know, I'm going to say this. If you ever take the chance to like read this book, the book of Jasher, just read it with a grain of salt. Try not to read it and then intermingle it with the Bible, right? Because that can happen. So you just got to be careful. If you're going to read it for face value. There's really no information to get from it that you're not getting from the Bible. So you really don't need it. If anything, it's going to make you fill in gaps that don't need to be filled. Jasher 9 and 23, you're going to read to 29. Go ahead.
Jasher chapter 9, verse 23.
Go ahead.
And all the families assembled, consisting of about 600,000 men.
Right.
And they went to seek an extensive piece of ground to build the city and the tower.
So this is where right before this, they all come up with the plan. Let's build a tower to God, and we're going to go fight him. So 1/3 of the men said, we're going to kill God. Another third of men said, we're going to put our idols up there and worship. Yeah, they was on some craziness, right? Go ahead.
And they sought in the whole earth, and they found none like one valley at the east of the land of Shinar.
Right, which is Shinar, Babylon. Go ahead.
About 2 days' walk. And they journeyed there, and they dwelt there.
Go ahead.
And they began to make bricks and burn fires to build the city and the tower that they had imagined to complete. And the building of the tower was unto them a transgression and a sin.
Right.
And they began to build it and willed. They were building against the Lord God of heaven. They imagined in their heart to war against him and to ascend into heaven. And all these people and all the families divided themselves in 3 parts.
Right.
The first said, we will ascend into heaven and fight against him.
So the third part said they're going to fight against God. Go ahead.
The second said, we will ascend to heaven and place our own gods there and serve them.
We're going to put our gods in heaven and serve them. Go ahead.
And the third part said, we will ascend to heaven and smite him with bows and spears.
Yeah, and another part was like, yeah, we're going to go up to heaven and shoot our arrows at God and kill him. Yeah, this is insane. Go ahead.
And God knew all their work
Uh-huh.
and all their evil thoughts.
Right.
And he saw the city and the tower which they were building. And when they were building it, they built themselves a great city and a very high and strong tower.
Right.
And on account of its height, the mortar and bricks did not reach the builders in their ascent to it.
They're saying that it was so high up. They got so high up, the bricks couldn't reach to the top to keep building. There was some of that Jack and the Beanstalk too. Go ahead.
Until those who went up had complete a full year. And after that, they reached to the builders and gave them the mortar.
It took them a year to get the bricks up. That's what it's saying. But they got so high, it took a year to get supplies to keep building at a certain point. Go ahead.
And the brick does what it done daily.
Uh-huh. What
And-
verse you at?
Verse 28.
Go ahead.
And behold, these ascended and others descended the
Right.
whole day.
Right.
And if a brick should fall from their hands and get broken, they will all weep over
So
it.
they would cry if a brick broke. Go ahead.
And if a man fell and died, none of them would look at
But
him.
if a man fell and died, they wouldn't even care. They wouldn't even look at him. Now this is the funny part. Go ahead.
Verse 29. And the Lord knew their thoughts,
Uh-huh.
and it came to pass when they were building, they cast the arrows toward the heavens,
So while they were building, they shot their arrows into the heavens. Go ahead.
and all the arrows fell upon them filled with blood.
And the arrows fell back down and they were filled with blood. So what did they think? Go ahead.
And when they saw them, they said to each other, surely we have slain all those that are in heaven.
Yeah, we just killed the angels, y'all. We just killed the Most High and the angels. Now, come on, man. Like, yo. If you believe this madness, you deserve to believe this madness. Right? I want you to go somewhere real quick because this is madness. Go to there's a few scriptures. Go to Timothy. What do I want? Go to 1 Timothy 4:1. Read that real quick.
1 Timothy chapter 4, 3:1.
4:1.
1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly
Go ahead.
that in the latter times
Come on.
some shall depart from the faith,
Go ahead.
giving heed to seducing spirits.
Giving heed to what?
Seducing spirits.
Go ahead.
And doctrines of devils.
And doctrines of devil. This is a doctrine of devils, man. Talking about you shot arrows into heaven and killed God and the angels. Right? It's a doctrine of devils. Go ahead.
Speaking lies and hypocrisy.
Go ahead.
Having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Right. Having their conscience seared. Right. Go to Job. Jump from there. Go to Job 12 and 16. And you got people that like literally fight for this book. No, the book of Jasher, no, it's all good. We need it. It's part of the canon. It's part of the Most High's word.
That's wild.
This is part of the Most High's word that a bunch of men shot arrows. They climbed up a tower for a year to shoot arrows. And the arrows fell out the sky with blood, and then they thought they killed God. Come on, man. Read that.
Job chapter 12 and verse 16.
Uh-huh.
With him is strength and wisdom.
Right.
The deceived and the deceiver are his.
The what?
The deceived and the deceiver are his.
The deceived and the deceiver are his. Who shall be a lying spirit in the mouth of the prophets? Who's going to be the liar that's going to write the book of Jasher and then somebody's going to believe it? Go to 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 11. Right? Go to 2 Thessalonians 2:11. Read that.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11.
Uh-huh.
And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion.
Go to actually read up. Read verse 9. I mean, you could actually read it all the way up, but start at verse 9. Because it's going into Esau. But, you know, when you look at it, this going to fit anybody that believes these lies. But we know who the father of lies are, right? It's Esau. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
Come on.
With all power and signs and lying wonders.
All power and signs and lying wonders. Right? He'll do magic tricks. He'll do all types of, you know, trickery, sleight of hand. He'll write it in books. And a lot of our people believe it, man, because they can read it, because it's in a book. Go ahead.
And with all deceivableness.
With all deceivableness. Read.
Of unrighteousness. And them that perish.
And them that perish. Go ahead.
Because they receive not the love of the truth.
Right. They didn't receive the truth. The ones that fall for this trickery in Jasher, you're not rocking with the truth, man. Go ahead.
That they might be saved.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't believe, I could be wrong. I haven't read it in a while. I don't believe there's any codified laws in Jasher. Did they talk about the laws in here?
I don't remember.
Like how Leviticus? I don't remember either. I'm still rereading it. So, like I said, I could always do another part to this. But I just wanted to get this little part out because it was pretty funny. Right? But it's all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. Go ahead.
And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion.
Go ahead.
That they should believe a lie.
Go ahead.
That they all might be damned who believe not the truth.
Believe not the truth. The truth is, you're not going to shoot an arrow into the heavens to kill God. That's a delusion. That's a strong delusion. Right? But that's the whole point. Esau, you know, whoever created this book, they're trying to give you the illusion that you can meet God and fight with him and shoot arrows and that he's attainable. You're not shooting through that firmament. That's one. And then you mean to tell me your physical arrows met into the spiritual realm? Come on now. It don't even make sense. He said the heavens of the heavens can't contain me. So you going to shoot an arrow that can reach him? Come on now. Read.
But have pleasure in unrighteousness.
Right. What verse is that?
That's the end of verse 12.
That's the end of verse 12. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back. So you finished that, right? Surely we have slain all those that are in heaven.
Come.
Right?
No, verse 29. Yeah, the end of it.
Okay, let's go to. Yeah, this one ain't that long, man. This one ain't that long. Let's go to the next point. The splitting of the Red Sea. Right? Go to Jasher 81 and 38.
81?
81 and 38, yep. The splitting of the Red Sea. So let's read this real quick. Read that.
Jasher chapter 81, verse 38.
So Jasher lets us know that the Red Sea was split, but it kind of gives us like some added numbers. Go ahead.
And the waters of the sea were divided into 12 parts.
Go ahead.
And the children of Israel passed through on foot with shoes, as a man would pass through a prepared road.
Right, so we got that right with the prepared road and all that stuff, but it said it was split into 12 parts. Now let's go to Exodus 14 and verse 22. Go ahead and read. Yep, see, they know. It was split in 12. It was like 12 parts. That's crazy. That book of Joshua. Yeah, read where you at.
Exodus chapter 14, verse 22. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground.
Right.
And the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left.
So they had 12 right hands and 12 left hands? Or was there a wall of water, one on the right, one on the left? Right. It didn't say there was walls of water, 12 walls, right? It was just a wall on the right, wall on the left, and that was it. But Jasher has us thinking that he split it into 12, and I get it. They want to support the 12 tribes. But you don't need to add to the text. Like, that don't need to be added. That doesn't really add value. Right? It doesn't bring understanding. It just really shows that, hey, somebody's making stuff up. Right? Let's go to this next part. I want somebody to look up the word necromancy.
Oh man.
That brother looked at me like. All right, watch. I got y'all. Look, I'm here for y'all. Watch this. Damn.
This is crazy.
Look up necromancer. I just put it in the chat. Somebody look up necromancer. I'm a necromancer.
Yeah.
Not me though. I'm a necromancer. I'm a necromancer. Right? Necromancy. What you got?
Well, necromancer. It says a person who practiced necromancy, a wizard or magician.
Okay.
Literal meaning. Let's see.
Okay, so I'm gonna
get
read
you
what I
better.
got. What you got?
No, let me find a better one for you.
What you got? I don't
It
know.
says a necromancer is a person who claims to communicate with the
With the-
dead by using magic or occult practices,
Yeah.
usually to gain secret knowledge about the future or the spiritual world.
Right. So we see in the book of Samuel, we see Saul.
He did that.
He goes and consults the woman with the familiar spirit, or a necromancer to communicate with Samuel about the future. And then she raises Samuel, and then Samuel says, "You're gonna die, Saul. You're gonna die tomorrow." Right? And we know that the scriptures, we know that the Bible forbids that. It forbids a person, a witch to live, a person with a familiar spirit, a necromancer. So let's see what Jasher has to say about necromancy. Right? Because here it goes again, charging one of the forefathers, one of the patriarchs, with necromancy. Read Jasher 42 and verse 30. Jasher 42 and verse 30.
Come.
And you're going to read this down. It's pretty long. We might not have to read all of it. But let's go ahead and read. So this is dealing with Joseph. Right? This is dealing with Joseph. Go ahead. So remember, if I'm not mistaken, Joseph and Benjamin have the same mother, right? Right? And what happened? Mommy dies, giving birth to Benjamin, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Which was it Sarah, right? No, I said Sarah. Rachel, right? I said Sarah. Rachel. Right? She dies in childbearing. And so she's passed away. Let's see what happens. Go ahead.
Jasher chapter 42, verse 30.
Right. Fact check me, Elijah. Make sure. Go ahead.
And Joseph reached his mother's grave. And Joseph hastened and ran to his mother's grave and fell upon the grave and wept.
So they got Joseph running to his mama's grave, the thing that we like to do today in this day and age. Go to the grave and stalk the dead, weeping at graves. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And Joseph cried aloud upon his mother's grave, and he said, "Oh, my mother, O thou who did give me birth,
right?
Awake now and rise and see thy son, how he has been sold for a slave, and no one to pity him.
Right.
Oh, rise and see thy son, weep with
so
me."
He's literally crying on her grave, telling her spirit to arise, to protect him. Go ahead.
Oh, rise and see thy son, weep with me.
And yes, it was Rachel that had Benjamin and Joseph. Right? Read it for me.
Genesis chapter 30 and verse 25.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, "Send me away, that I may go into mine own place and to my country."
Right, and then as we go through the story, while Rachel is giving birth to Benjamin, she gives birth to Benjamin and then she passes away. So they shared the same mother. They got Joseph at the gravesite crying. Come on. and begging her spirit to wake up and protect him. Go ahead.
Arise and see thy son.
Right?
Weep with me.
Do what?
Weep with me
Come on now. That's crazy. Come
on account of my troubles,
on.
and see the heart of my brethren.
Right?
Arouse, my mother, arouse, awake from thy sleep for me, and direct thy battles against my
When
brethren.
you ever see a man of the Most High praying to the dead or begging the dead for something, we always see these men doing what? Speaking directly to the Most High, to the Father, right? And asking him to fight the battles. They got Joseph out here like a sissy boy, like a mama's boy, like a they call him a little teat baby. He didn't get off the teat, right? But more importantly, they got him speaking or trying to speak to a spirit, which would be unlawful, and Joseph knew that. Go ahead.
Oh, how have they stripped me of my coat and sold me already twice for a slave,
Right?
and separated me from my father, and there is no one to pity me. Arouse and lay thy cause against them before God, and see whom God will justify in the judgment, and whom he will condemn. Rise, O my mother, rise, awake from thy sleep, and see my father, how his soul is with me this day, and comfort him and ease his heart.
So he's saying, rise up and go talk to Jacob. Go talk to Papa. That's great. He trying to get Jacob to break laws. Go ahead.
And Joseph continued to speak these words, and Joseph cried out loud and wept bitterly upon his mother's grave. And he ceased speaking, and from bitterness of heart he became still as a stone upon the grave.
Read verse 37.
Verse 37. And Joseph heard a voice speaking to him from beneath the ground.
And this is where we go extremely wrong. So now he starts to hear her voice coming from the ground. Right? That contradicts much scripture where the Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes that when a person passes away, their spirit goes to the Father.
God.
Right? It goeth up. The spirit of the animal goeth down to the ground.
God.
That up signifies towards the Father. Right? They got her spirit talking from a grave on some Michael Jackson Thriller type. Go ahead.
Which answered him with bitterness of heart, and with a voice of weeping and praying in these words, my son, Joseph, I have heard the voice of thy weeping and the voice of thy lamentation. I have seen thy tears. I know thy trouble, my son, and it grieves me for thy sake, and abundant grief is added to my grief. Now therefore, my son, Joseph, my son, hope to the Lord.
At least she gave him that wisdom. Hope in the Lord. I can't do nothing for you. I'm not going to fight your battles. I'm not going to come and beat up your brothers. You better trust in the Most High. Go ahead.
And wait for him, and do not fear, for the Lord is with thee. He will deliver thee from all trouble. Rise, my son, go down unto Egypt with thy masters.
As if he had a choice. And there's another part. It's like, wait a minute. He was sold. He was sold in the captivity. He wasn't just running to his mom's grave. He was sold. Go ahead.
And do not fear, for the Lord is with thee, my son. And she continued to speak like unto these words unto Joseph, and she was still. And Joseph heard this, and he wondered greatly at this, and he continued to weep. And after this, one of the Ishmaelites observed him crying and weeping upon the grave.
Nowhere in the Bible do we see that when the Ishmaelites came and took Joseph, they took him to go visit his mom's grave. Like, you got any last wishes before we take you into this captivity? Yeah, let me go see mom's grave real quick. Let me go drop flowers off. Let me go put her favorite flowers at the gravesite, at the headstone. Let me go put a can of beer. You'd be surprised, man. People be dropping off 6-packs at their families' headstones. It's crazy. It's literally idol worship. You literally it's like what people do in the ancient days when they worship them idols, or what you do at Christmas when you worship your idol, Santa Claus, you leave him milk and cookies, right? Thinking that that's gonna appease him, but then you the one eating it and lying to your children. Go ahead.
And his anger was kindled against him, and he drove him from there. And he smote him and cursed him.
Deuteronomy 18 and 10. Let's go and let's see what the law says. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire,
Right.
or that useth divination,
Divinations. Uh-huh.
or an observer of times,
Go ahead.
or an enchanter or a witch,
Or an enchanter or a witch. Go ahead.
or a charmer,
Uh-huh.
or a consulter with familiar spirits,
Or a what?
or a consulter with familiar spirits.
Right. Or a consulter with familiar. So the law forbade this. So here they go again. They got Joseph sinning. Right? What verse you at?
Verse 11,
I'm gonna read this real quick in just a Deuteronomy what?
18 and 11.
18 and verse 11. I'm gonna read it in a slightly different translation. 18 and verse 11. Just the wording. If you don't know what a familiar spirit is and all that good stuff. So if we just hit what we want. Deuteronomy 18 and verse 11. No one among you is to sacrifice his son or daughter in the fire, practice divination, tell fortunes, interpret omens, practice sorcery, cast spells, consult a medium or a spiritist. Right? That's one translation. Contemporary English. 18. Do not sacrifice your son or daughter. Do not try to use any kind of magic, witchcraft, or tell fortunes, or to cast spells, or to talk with spirits of the dead. You see that? Yeah. That's the contemporary English version of Deuteronomy 18 and verse 11. So we're not supposed to be talking to spirits of the dead. You're not supposed to pull up to the gravesite and you weeping bitterly, come help me, come save me. Expect them to talk back. It's against the scriptures. Right, go ahead.
Or a wizard, or a necromancer.
Right, or a necromancer. That's the familiar spirit. Go ahead.
Verse 12. For all that do these things are an abomination.
They're a what?
Are an abomination.
Go ahead.
Unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God will drive them out from before thee.
Right. So we got that down, right? And then we got that down. And we know, when we read through Genesis, we read about Joseph's life. We don't read about no sins that Joseph was doing, right? When the woman tried to get him to lay with her, Potiphar's wife, he ran.
God.
Right? He ran away. He wasn't gonna commit no sins. That's why the Most High was able to use him. So we got, again, the book of Jasher, lying. Right? Let's deal with this. Esau kills Nimrod. Esau kills Nimrod. You're gonna go to Jasher 27 in verse 7. And I know, Ivy, I know you came in a little bit late. We're basically just going over the book of Jasher, the different flat out contradictions on why we don't use the book of Jasher. Because I know there's Israelites out there. There's you know who uses the book of Jasher? Them rabbis. Yeah, them rabbis. You'll see them on like commentaries. And if you see Jash in a book, it's Jasher. They'll reference Jasher. And they'll try to correlate it with the Bible. And that's why that's why they so damn off, because they just nasty with it. Right? So a lot of these rabbis, they'll try to reference Jasher as if it lines up with the Torah, which is crazy. So read that for me.
Jasher chapter 27, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
And Nimrod and 2 of his men that were with him came to the place where they were when Esau started suddenly from his lurking place.
Now, Nimrod is in Genesis, the 10th chapter. Esau is Genesis, the 25th chapter. They're about a 300-year difference. Now, is that a big deal? Because at this time, men were overlapping once again, and men were living. Come on, I believe Noah lived 500 years after the flood, something like that, right? Noah lived 900 years total, right?
I believe.
Yeah, he lived about 400 years after the flood, 350, something like that. So to live 300 years or to have a 300-year gap that's not a huge deal. This is the deal. Jasher is trying to tell us something. It's making something be pronounced in our understanding, and it's putting things out there for a reason. So then you got to ask the question, how come the Bible is not letting us know these things also, if they're so important, or if they really happened, or if they're factual? Go ahead.
And drew his sword,
Right.
and hastened and ran to Nimrod and cut off his head.
He just ran up on Nimrod and cut off his head. Now, this is the problem with that. Go to Genesis chapter 10 and verse 8.
Genesis chapter 10, verse 8. And Cush begot Nimrod.
Right.
He began to be a mighty one in the earth.
Read verse 9.
He was a mighty hunter before the Lord.
He was a what?
Mighty hunter before the Lord.
Obviously, this dude was mighty. Obviously, this dude was that guy. He was one of them ones. For it to say, for the Bible to pronounce that he was a mighty hunter before the Lord, right? He was the top guy. He was the top dude. And so Esau, this guy just gets to run up on him, cut off his head, and that was it. C'est la vie. No fight. No ching, 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 ting, ting. None of that. We didn't do none of that. He just ran up, cut off his head, and then that was it. Game over. Come on now. And if for the Bible to mention Nimrod, if he died in some way like this, wouldn't it let us know? Yeah. It would say, hey, Esau defeated this guy. Right? So that's another issue where it's letting us know something that the Bible doesn't let us know, and so we can't hang our hats on that. I know y'all got the point, right? By this point, it's just comical. By this point, it's just funny as hell. So let's go to the next funny point, but it's not so funny because this is the problem. So you could put this, Isaac, a PDF file, question mark. Go to Jasher chapter 24. You're going to start at verse 40. You're just going to read 40 and then jump to 44 and 45.
40 and then 44.
So this is supposed to be lining up with Genesis chapter 26, correct? Right. This lines up with Genesis chapter 26. Now, Isaac is around what age at this time?
40.
He's 40.
Oh man.
Right? He's 40. And it tells us that in Jasher that he's 40. The Bible tells us that he was 40. But this is what it says about Rebecca. Read.
Jasher chapter 24, verse 40.
Uh-huh.
And the young woman was of very comely appearance.
Right.
She was a virgin.
She was a virgin, right?
And Rebecca was 10 years old in those days.
Yeah, that's nasty work. So this is the thing. First of all, when you read the story of Rebecca at that well, like we went over it elaborately over the Sabbath class. There was no way a 10-year-old girl was doing what she did. Now, watch this. Were there 10-year-old girls at the well? Yes. You know why? Because if you research when they got the women into doing that work as far as fetching water for the house, they started between 8 and 10. Right? So, yes, there were young girls at the well. But was a young girl that age doing that amount of work? And then it says she was rebuking, when you go into the Josephus, it says that she was rebuking the other sisters. So a 10-year-old girl was going in on 20-year-old women?
Mhm.
Nah, she had to have been of some age
Con.
to even perform the work. We calculated it, right? 10 camels. How much does one camel drink?
Like with
Yeah.
300 or something.
30 gallons.
30 gallons.
30 gallons, right? 30 to 50 gallons. I think we went on the low end.
Yeah, we did.
She had to lift her pitcher about 50 times on the low end just to water the 10 camels.
Con.
On the low end, right? You wrote it down?
It was like around 150.
150. Okay, so there it is. Right. And that's why most of the other women, that's why all of the other women did not want to draw the water because of how much work it was going to take. Physically, a 10-year-old girl was not going to undertake lifting 300 plus gallons of water out of a well to water 10 camels. One camel can drink 30 to 50 gallons of water in one sitting. There were 10 of them. That sounds more, on that rabbinic, Judaism, Talmudic. When I start going into these Talmud classes and showing you that that's what they was on, these damn Jewish people. They was on the three-year-old wives. We start really touching on this Islam with Muhammad with a 7-year-old wife. They was on that, right? We wasn't on that. We wasn't on that. So I give it just the way I see it, in my own understanding, I give Rebecca more in her 20s, in her younger 20s, which is fine, right? But I feel like they were more closer in age than some huge 30-year gap. Right, read on.
Verse 44.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he brought her into the tent. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, the daughter of his uncle Bethuel, for a wife.
Right. It's 8:20. Let's see. We got some time. Let's read this real quick. Let's just read this story and let's see, can we read this anywhere else? You're going to go to Jasher 12.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you some backstory on this. So this is supposed to take place now where you have Abraham, Haran, Terah. They're all living in Haran. And it's letting, the story lets us know that Terah, he's making idols. He got 12 idols for 12 months that he worships. So Abraham goes into his father and says, Father, who made the heaven and earth? And Terah says, you know who made the heavens and the earth. They're sitting in the room. My idols did it. And so what does Abraham do? And you can read this for yourself. Just read chapter 12. What does Abraham do? He goes and he has his mother cook him a meal to bring to the idols. Right? But then they don't eat it. So long story short, Abraham gets upset with his father, goes inside the room and destroys all his idols. What Abraham's father, and this is what Jasher is saying, Abraham's father goes to Nimrod, who is the king, which this don't make no damn sense. Nimrod is down here in Shinar. Haran is up here, which is crazy. So he ran all the way back to Shinar to tell on Abraham. And so he tells Nimrod, hey, my son, this is what he did. He broke all my idols. So Nimrod sends for Abraham, right? Long story short, Terah didn't bring Abraham. He brought some other person in Abraham's stead because he didn't want to give up his son. Terah lies on Haran and says that it was Haran's idea. So they send for Haran and for Abraham. And this is where we pick up on the story. Read.
What verse?
Verse 21.
Jasher chapter 12, verse 21.
Right?
And they brought them both, Abram and Haran, his brother, to cast them into the fire.
Right, because the punishment was that they were going to be burnt in the fire. Now, this is going to sound eerily familiar to another story. So they were supposed to be burnt in the fire that they had lit for 3 days. Right? Go ahead.
And all the inhabitants of the land, and the king's servants and princes, and all the women and little ones were there, standing that day over them. And the king's servant took Abram and his brothers,
Haran, go ahead.
and they stripped them of all their clothes, excepting their lower garments,
Except their lower garments. Go ahead.
which were upon them.
Uh-huh.
And they bound their hands and feet with linen cords. And the servants of the king lifted them up and cast them both into the furnace.
So the book of Jasher is telling us straight up, Abraham and Haran were cast into a furnace. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And the Lord loved Abram, and he had compassion over him. And the Lord came down and delivered Abram from the fire, and he was not burned.
Go ahead.
But all the cords with which they bounded him with burned, while Abram remained and walked about in the fire.
He said he did what in the fire?
While Abram remained and walked about in the fire.
This is insane. Don't this sound like Daniel? The 3 holy children? So what it is somebody read the Bible and then just took parts and then just made their own narrative. Go ahead, to fill in gaps, because we don't know how Haran died. We don't know how Abraham's brother died. But it made a whole elaborate story that he was thrown in the furnace with Abraham. Now, this is the cold part. A story so beautiful and so spiritual about our father Abraham. Wouldn't we? I mean, I would have loved to have read this and got the information and seen this in the Bible. How come the Most High didn't give us this info about our father Abraham? He delivered him from the fire of Nimrod. Because it ain't happened, man. This is straight trash. Go ahead.
Verse 26. And Haran died when they had cast him into the fire, and he was burned to ashes, for his heart was not perfect with the Lord. And those men who cast him into the fire, the flame of the fire spread over them, and they were burned, and 12 men of them died.
This is the cold part. 27, read.
And Abram walked in the midst of the fire 3 days.
3 days?
3 days.
3 days?
3 days.
Nah, 5 minutes.
3 days.
Bruh. Come on, man. Why are you doing this? Go ahead.
And 3 nights.
They had him walking. They had him in the resurrection. 3 days and 3 nights. Rear up this temple. Come on, man. Yo, come on. If that would that should have been somewhere in the scriptures. That would have been in between, you know what I mean? Genesis 12 and Genesis 13, somewhere in there. Genesis 14. But we don't read that. Why not? That didn't happen. Go ahead.
And all the servants of the king saw him walking in the fire. And they came and told the king, saying, Behold, we have seen Abram walking about in the midst of the fire, and even the lower garments which are upon him are not burned, but the cord with which he was bound is burned.
Right. So his drawers ain't burned, but his little handcuffs burned. And he ain't burnt walking. He just walking around 3 days in the fire. Anyhow, so there's another point too. Right, and that was just a little story. There's another part when you go into the 12 plagues where they got 15 plagues in Jasher. And one of the plagues is crazy, right? I didn't put it in here. Let me see. We got about 30 minutes. Let me see. Maybe I can find it. I didn't put it because it was so long, right? But they got about 15 plagues And one of the plagues is like some monster that comes out the sea with long arms, ripping off rooftops. Yeah, it was nutty. It was nutty. Let me see. Maybe I could get it real fast. So you gotta be careful what you read, man. Let me see. It is. Yeah, sure. Put it in here because it was long. It's Jasher, the 80th chapter.
The 80th chapter.
It's like 80 in verse 2 to verse 51. So you see it's like 49 verses. We're not gonna read all that. Let me see if I can just grab the part where it talks about this strange ass beast coming out the water. 80, I say 80, right?
Yes, sir.
80 and 2, flesh, some other kinds of beasts, and the reptiles, winged animals, drove them away, the Egyptians hid themselves. Let's see. Here it is. Go to Jasher chapter 80 and verse 19. Read that.
Come. Jasher chapter 80, verse 19.
So I ain't never read this plague before. I'm like, damn, this is a new one. Read.
And when the Egyptians hid themselves on account of the swarm of animals,
Right,
they locked their doors after them.
right.
And God ordered the
Shalan, what? The Shulanuth.
Shulanuth, which was in the sea, to come up and go into Egypt.
Right.
And she had long arms, 10 cubits in length of the cubit of a man.
Right, so the cubit of a man is about 18 inches. Right? So her arms were, what's 10 times 18? 180 cubits?
Yes, sir.
So she had 100, bruh. So her arms were the length of my forearm 10 times. From here to So you got a big ass octopus lady coming out the water. Go ahead.
And verse 21, and she went upon the roof and uncovered the raftering and flooring and cut them and stretched forth her arm into the house and removed the lock and the bolt.
She was unlocking nuts and bolts. She was unlocking the bolts of the house.
Wow.
Why would you unlock the nuts and the bolts of the doors if you already ripped the roof off? That's stupid as hell. Go ahead.
And opened the houses of Egypt. Afterwards came the swarm of animals into the houses of Egypt.
I guess to do that. Go ahead.
And the swarm of animals destroyed the Egyptians, and it grieved them exceedingly. Now with
Right, no, that's it on that. So I ain't never seen that plague in the 10 plagues in Exodus. Right? I ain't never seen that in Exodus. Now, mind you, Jasher, the 80th chapter, deals with the 10 plagues. Right? It's only one more chapter than the book, 2 more chapters in the book is 3 more chapters. What is it? 80, what does it go to?
It goes up to
91.
Like 11 more.
Right?
Yep.
So this is the last point. And this is where I substantiate that I don't believe the book of Jasher ever existed, just based off of these 3 scriptures, a definition, and where the book of Jasher ends. So what I want you to do is, I want you to go to 2 Samuel 1:17. This is the reasons why I believe that the book never existed. In ancient times, it exists now, and the copy that we have now is the copy that we've always had. This BS that we have now is the book of Jasher that somebody came up with in the medieval times, around the times when Islam was created. All right? But I don't think there's no ancient book of Jasher that existed back in Moses' time, David's time, or anybody's time. Right? Read 2 Samuel 1:17.
2 Samuel chapter 1 and verse 17. And David lamented with his lamentation over Saul and over Jonathan, his son.
Right.
Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow, the bow.
The bow,
Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher.
Right, so, behold, it's written in the book of Jasher. It's just one problem. The book of Jasher stops at the death of Joshua.
Hmm.
Go all the way to the 92nd book and the last verse. The book of Jasher don't get to David. Y'all get it?
Mm.
It's saying from David's time, something is written in the book of Jasher, but the book don't go into David's time. It stops before Judges. It stops at Joshua. So, you're going to read 91 and verse. Yeah, this is dealing with the time. All right, read 91 and 1.
Jasher chapter 91, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
At that time, after the death of Joshua, the children of the Canaanites were still in the land, and the Israelites resolved to drive them out.
That's a lie. We didn't drive them out. We actually became captives to them. After Joshua, it was Caleb, and we never got them out the land. We actually went into captivity under all the damn nations in the land of Canaan. That's where you get the book of Judges, right? So that's a lie. And then as you read down, it gives you a little bit more, but there's no way from verse 1 to verse 17 you're going to cover all the history from Joshua's death all the way to David. So basically, it ends with Joshua's death. Read verse 17.
Verse 17. Strengthen yourself and let the heart of all you that trust in the Lord be of good courage. The end.
The end. That is nasty.
The end.
It didn't even say amen. It didn't say none of that, right? Now watch this. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go to Joshua chapter 10 and verse 13, because this is where a lot of people, the book of Joshua, this is their main scripture. That it actually existed. But there's somewhere that they never go. Read Joshua 10:13.
Joshua 10 verse 13.
Yeah,
And the sun stood still,
right,
and the moon stayed,
right,
until the people have avenged themselves upon their enemies.
right.
Is not this written in the book of
See,
Jasher?
when we read that, we're like, it's because the Bible is making this statement. It's like a question, but it's like a statement. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? And then so you automatically think like, oh snap, it's written somewhere else. But you forgot a few things. That Jasher meant something, right? That Jasher meant something. It had an actual meaning. Like when we go into Deuteronomy, what is it, 32? When he said Jeshurun waxed fat. Is it 32? 15? Who is Jeshurun?
The upright.
Well, who is it?
Oh.
Who is Jeshurun there? And ain't Jeshurun just Jasher?
Hmm.
In the plural sense? It is. It's the upright ones.
Hmm.
Who is Jasher there? Or Jeshurun? Who is he referring to? To Israel. He was speaking about how we wax fat. He said the upright ones wax fat and kicked. Thou art waxing fat. Thou art grown thick. He was saying that we were upright, but then we got lazy. Right? We were upright. We were pure. We were full. So the word means something. It just means to be upright. So think about it from that context. And I'm going to give you the definition. Watch. And you go in and you look at the word, what is it? Joshua chapter 10 and verse 13, right? Yeah, when you go and you look at that word, 10:13, it's actually Yashar, right? Jasher, Yashar, equity, just, pleased, well, righteous, straight, upright. So now, if you think about it from that standpoint, take away the word Jasher, doesn't it say, isn't it not written in the book of the just? Or the book of the upright? What would be the book of the upright? The Bible.
The Bible.
So what is it saying? Because when you read that story, you're like, wait, the moon stood still, the sun stood still, the moon didn't. You're like, nah, bro, I don't believe that. But what is this? What is it letting you know? Isn't it written in the book of the upright? Isn't it trustworthy if it's coming from the Bible? That's how it wants you to take that. Isn't it trustworthy? Isn't it written somewhere that's trustworthy from trustworthy people, from righteous people in a righteous book? That's how you're supposed to look at that. How do we know? You're going to go to Ecclesiasticus. You're going to go to Ecclesiasticus, Sirach. Go to where it starts with, let us praise famous men. That is 44. Read 44 and 1. Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 44 and verse 1.
Right?
Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that beget
So we
us.
know that these chapters, they begin to go through all the famous patriarchs of the scriptures, Joshua being one of them. So what we're going to do is, I just want to start there so we can understand the context from 44 all the way through is talking about the famous men, Moses, Aaron, David, Joshua, Caleb. It goes through all the men. Phineas, right? So when we get to chapter 46, it speaks on Joshua's behalf. Read verse 1.
Verse 1.
Let
us now praise famous men.
46 and verse 1.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 46 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Jesus, the son of Nevaeh.
Right, it's Joshua. It's supposed to say Joshua, the son of Nun. Remember, this is translated from Latin and different manuscripts, so the words that it uses, right, is more Latin or Greek. So that's how it's translated. Go ahead. But it is talking about Joshua, the son of Nun. Go ahead.
Jesus, the son of Nevaeh, was valiant in war.
Right.
And was the successor of Moses and prophecies.
That's how we know it was Joshua. Go ahead.
Who, according to his name, was made great for the saving of the elect of God.
Go ahead.
And the taking vengeance of the enemies that rose up against him. That he might set Israel and their inheritance.
Go ahead, read on.
How great glory got he when he did lift up his hands and stretched out his sword against the cities.
Right, now pay attention here. Verse 3. Go ahead.
Who before him so stood to wit.
Right.
For the Lord himself brought his enemies unto him.
Right.
Did not the sun go back by his means?
Wait. So what this is doing is going back and referencing Joshua chapter 10. Did not the sun go back by his means? Or the way it's written in Joshua, it says, and the sun stood still. Go ahead.
And was not one day as long as two.
And the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is it not written in the book of Jasher? So think about it. This is how you got to look at it. Either there's an extra book before Joshua, or there was a book written parallel with Joshua. You get what I'm saying? Not either the Torah is no longer 5 books, it's 6, or we're missing a book before the book of Joshua. There has to be a book, right? That's what we would actually be saying, that there's a book before Joshua that we're missing. But the point is, all it's saying is not this written in the book of the upright? Trust it. Trust that it happened. And then we see Sirach, right? He quotes the instance that happened in Joshua. Y'all see that? And that kind of ends the argument right there. There's no book of Joshua, right? And just based off of, I'm gonna go back here to this definition, right? So Yashar, seem good, to please, straight, upright, agreeable, good, make your straight, directed, esteem right, evenly applied. Watch this. Figuratively, to be causatively, to make right, pleasant or prosperous. That's what Yashar means. Causatively, to make right, pleasant or prosperous. Is it not written in the book of the prosperous, the upright, the pleasant, right? Because guess what? It's not the Bible, an upright, pleasant, and book of prosperity. So that's all that's letting us know, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. But any questions on that before we? What is this? No questions? All right. I guess we'll end it there. With that, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.